All right, everybody. I was able to pick up this beauty finally from SWFA Outdoors in Midlothian, Texas. It's the Kel Tec Sub 2000 Gen 2. Major differences with this model specifically really is this little thing here. And on the buffer right here, it has this latch that latches that right there, which I don't know exactly how I feel about it because this buttstock sucks pretty bad. There's absolutely no recoil support there. Some minor modifications so far that I've made to this is I have the sorry, I just injured my thumb, so that's a little hard. I have the foregrip right here that's collapsible, and that makes it nice because I can stow it in a backpack. And I have a flashlight slash laser, and it's all driven by thumb. You can do a flashlight and laser, so that's convenient. It comes with one PMag, but takes the Glock 17 through 23 magazines. So I'm going to be getting a few more of these 33 round stick mags by Glock. You can get them on Midway USA for about $28 a piece, so that's pretty good. This was on sale for $68. It was originally $149. This is a ATI collapsible stock for $28, I believe, so somewhere around there. In the future, what I'm going to be doing is I got the buffer tube pad from Tacticool. I also got the buffer tube pads that'll go in there and reduce recoil. And they also make rubber sleeves for these things that you can put on for the charging handle. I did use this Hogue universal skin for the it's for the Glock, but it fits on the Kel Tec as well. What I am going to be doing is everything's on order, and we'll see how Hurricane Irma goes about, because everything was supposed to be shipped out yesterday, but it doesn't seem to be moving at all from St. Petersburg, Florida. But M Carbo sells an aluminum trigger guard, and this is the latch that actually collapses this up. All right, they also sell an aluminum trigger, and you can get it in the target trigger, or you can get a flat trigger, and I chose the flat trigger. They give you the screw posts and screws that are in carbide steel instead of this aluminum, so they have a less likelihood of stripping. This comes with a polymer feed ramp, which I have no idea why they decided to do that, but M Carbo also sells the steel feed ramp, so I'll get that, polish it up, and then put that in. And then they also have a spring assembly that I'll be putting in that takes us down from a stock 7 to 10 pounds down to about 5.25 pounds. So for right now, that's pretty much it. So we should have a net recoil reduction with the buffer pads. From M Carbo, I also got the 2-finger charging handle, so that will be pretty cool. And it'll also be covered with that rubber that Tacticool also sells, but I'm getting it directly from M Carbo. So new trigger, new trigger guard, both in aluminum, new steel feed ramp, new spring assembly, new charge handle, putting the buffer pads in there, and also putting in the buffer pad, or the buffer tube tab or pads, so that way when you're getting a cheek weld, it doesn't hurt as much. I mean, they call those mods pussification mods, but to be honest with you, the entire idea of this weapon for me is as a survivalist type of weapon. I mean, I can put it in a bug out bag and go to town if I need to. So it's just, it's collapsible. I want it to be highly reliable, which is the reason why we want to replace the screws and get a full repair kit around. and I think that these modifications are going to make it a dream to shoot. It's already a tack driver with these standard sights. And another future modification is on this buttstock. You can actually get a standard size AR buffer tube and file it out just a little bit so it fits over here. You drill it out for this retainer pin, and then you can put in a normal collapsible or telescoping buttstock. So I'd probably go with like Magpul or something. However, a largest issue is that if you have to modify this buffer and it loses the latch, then it's not going to latch up when you collapse it. That's a small loss for me, just because this will be mostly a backpack and bug out gun, so it'll just be folded up mostly anyhow, and I don't really have to worry about it, you know, opening up necessarily. But I am going to try, when I do that, I'm going to try using the Gen 1 buffer, because I believe they're the same diameter, and I'll put that in there, lose this clip for the top, and I'll just drill out the buffer tube that sits over here. I'll take it here, chop it off, and then drill that out and put the older buffer in there with the retaining pin. And if everything works out, then, you know, again, I'll be able to pick and choose what kind of like AR stocks I want to use based on that buffer tube. So that is about it. I mean, so far I'm impressed with the gun. It really honestly is a tack driver, and I can reach out pretty far, you know, 100 yards, no problem. So we'll see how all these modifications go. I'll make another video then, and we'll do some shooting tests and see what it's like as well. The only other thing I got from Carbo was the single point QD mount that'll go right there, and it just fastens on with a screw. And I'm also buying a paracord, so a 550 cord single point sling. So in the case that in a survival situation where I have to use the paracord, this one is designed so that way the two strands in the center that make up the core still function as the strap, but the rest is just mostly for aesthetics. So you can strip that off and use it as you need to in an emergency, and then you still have the two primary straps that allow it to function properly. So I think that's a good first step in making sure that there's some weaponry that is easily accessible, high capacity, and is able to run on 9mm, which is fairly readily available right now. But I'll make more videos as that happens and you get to see how it operates.